What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you. S&E's Garage. Behind us, we have our 2005 Lexus GX470, and we are going to be addressing the very hurt exhaust system on this truck today. So this GX470 has several exhaust issues that are going to start here at the exhaust manifolds and work their way all the way back to the tailpipe. Each section of this exhaust needs some help. So today we're going to start repairing that or fixing that, and we're going to start with the catback. So we've done some work with the guys over at Revel, Medallion, Tanabe exhausts. They supplied us with an exhaust for our daily driver build on our IS350 that we are still in the middle of building. That's going to be in a couple videos. We're going to tackle that some more. But when they saw that we were working on a GX, they reached out and they let us know that they just came out with a brand new exhaust system for these trucks. And they went ahead and sent it to us, and they want us to put it on the truck. They want us to try it out, and they want us to show you the different options that they have for your GX470, because this is not just a one-size-fits-all exhaust. You have some options, and we're going to go ahead and address them and check it out. So let's go ahead. Let's throw you on the tripod. We already went ahead and opened the box, and we'll go ahead and unbox it. Now, one thing I do have to say is these guys really know how to package an exhaust. Every exhaust that I've gotten from them, I've gotten 3 systems from them, has been so well packaged, and everything is just really nice. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, let's get it out of this box. Let's go ahead, drop it on the floor here. We'll lay it out, show you the setup, and we'll talk about it. So what you guys are looking at here is basically the full exhaust setup. You have the part that comes right off the cats. You have the muffler. You have the overpipe. This is what I'm going to call the overpipe. It goes over the axle. And then you have the side exit. Now, Revel does also offer this in a different setup that would include this pipe, the muffler, and then the tailpipe back. You delete that, and then there's a 90-degree turnoff off of the muffler that's going to point straight down at the ground. And what that's going to do is provide you a little bit more ground clearance, because you're not going to have a tailpipe sticking out the side of your truck. I'm going to leave a picture of that in the video right here. You'll see it up in the corner. It's basically what it looks like. It shouldn't affect sound much because it's going through the same muffler. It's just going to affect where your exhaust dumps. Now, what I do want to show you is that the guys over at Revel definitely kept the off-roader in mind when they made this exhaust. This is made exclusively from T304 stainless. The whole exhaust system is stainless. The muffler is polished. And if you take a look at these welds, these are all hand TIG welded. They did a fantastic job. All of these welds look super premium. And for right around $800, it's a little bit more expensive than the rest of the exhaust that you can get for this, but you're definitely getting a high quality unit with the stainless steel that's used, the thickness of the pipe, and just the construction of this thing. If you look through here, they do use a basically straight through muffler, more or less. You can see right through there. You can see the ground, you see straight through it. So it's a little offset if you look, but it's a straight pipe. Perforated, so the filling around the exhaust will go ahead and basically filter or muffle that droning or anything like that. And then it's also going to come with all of the hardware that you need to install. So let's go ahead, let's lift the truck up, let's get underneath it, let's show you exactly what we need to do. Now, a couple of things that I am going to recommend for this install is, number one, you're definitely going to want a set of exhaust hanger pliers. I'll leave some of them in the video description below. And you're also going to want some white lithium grease. You're going to use this to lubricate the hangers. It's just going to make removing the old hangers and sliding these new pipes into the existing hanger holes that much easier. So again, let's get you up on the lift. Let's go ahead and start wrenching. So before we go ahead and remove the exhaust, I do just want to fire this thing up, let you hear it stock, and then we're going to do the same thing once the Revel is installed. Do keep in mind, I have a crack in one of my exhaust manifolds. You're going to hear a slight exhaust tick when I rev it up. That's going to be there before and after the install, because we're not addressing that today. So that's not the new exhaust or the old exhaust. It's an issue with my headers. So let's start at the back here and work our way forwards and look at the first issue that we have with our exhaust. And that's this here. Somebody, for some unknown reason, I have no idea why, cut the tip clean off. And the exhaust fumes have been coming out and melting the bumper. So that's going to be our first issue with this exhaust. As we come forward, we're going to come up here and we're going to take a look at this flange. This flange is very rotted. It leaks. Those are the two major issues with our exhaust, at least in the catback section. The rest of this is pretty clean. But again, it needs to be replaced. So because I can't easily unbolt this, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to get my torch over there. We're going to bring it over here. And we're just going to go ahead and melt these two nubs here off with the torch. And that should allow me to separate the muffler section from the tail section. And then we can go ahead and unbolt these. I'm going to say those are either 12s or 14s. They're just spring bolts. So what I will do very, very quickly here is just take some PB blaster, and it looks like it's kind of happy to see me here. Let's fix that. But we're going to take some PB here and we'll just go ahead and spray the threads here of this pipe. And then we're going to get some white lube and we'll spray all the hangers. So when using a torch, always wear eye protection. You'll see here we're wearing our burning goggles. Always keep some, like a fire extinguisher or some water near you in case you start a fire. But like I said, we're just going to go ahead and burn these exhaust bolts off now, or these studs, whatever you want to call them, the nubs, and should be able to let us separate everything. We should be able to strike that with a hammer now and have it separate. So now we're at a point where we can go ahead and remove this tail section. And these awesome exhaust hanger pliers that I told you about are going to come in super handy, because you literally take them like this and you push. And the hanger will literally come right off. Like so. Now we can snake this tail section here. Let me just hang these up really quick. Out. Like so. Now we can come over here with our 14 millimeter and break these loose and remove them. Now when you're removing these, you do want to try to take them out evenly as not to mess up the donut gasket. So we're going to switch gears over here. We're going to come over to this side. We're going to work on this one a little bit. I am going to need a different wrench setup to get that one out though. Do bear in mind that this hardware will be being reused. Don't discard it. Keep it somewhere safe. Hopefully yours didn't break. Ours didn't. Lucky. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to use these trusty exhaust hanger pliers. Like so. And we're going to remove the rest of the hangers. So we're just going to go ahead and set up our pull jack here. This is going to prevent the exhaust from falling on us when I remove these hangers, because I'm going to remove this one next, and then there's one more in the back, and this whole thing's going to be ready to drop. So let's just hold it up like that. Pretty wild how malleable and pliable these exhaust hangers are after the car being on the road for 20 years. Just goes to show you Toyota and Lexus quality, even back then, if anything more so back then. And down it comes. Now, one thing you are going to have to do if it got stuck in your muffler is go ahead and remove your donut gasket. Ours is pretty beat up. We are going to end up having to replace this when we do our headers. So just keep that in mind if you're not going to be doing headers. I'll leave one of these in the video description below. You may want to order one. This may be a source of an exhaust leak for us until we do decide to do our headers. But we'll deal with that if and when we have to. So I just went ahead and slid that donut back over the factory pipe here. And now we're going to go ahead and grab the first pipe that connects to this exhaust. We're going to hang it in the hanger, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the muffler and hang it in place as well. So we're going to go ahead and lube this hanger up real nice with some white lithium grease. Again, we're going to want this to slide right in. This will slide on nice and easy. This will come into place. Now we can get our factory hardware and tighten this pipe down. I'm just going to get these started so we can get our muffler into place. And then once I have everything kind of in the position that I want it and the exhaust centered, we'll tighten everything. Up next, we're going to go ahead and grab the muffler. There's going to be one hanger in the front location facing the front of the truck and two in the rear. So that is going to be how you are going to orient it. So let's just go ahead. Again, we lubed up our hangers so they will slide right in for us. So you'll see we got that hanger in. So let's go ahead and rotate this up. Okay, let's get this hanger in. And this hanger in. Now we can go ahead right up front here, slide our exhaust gasket through and some hardware. This is going to be super easy here because all of this stuff is still loose. And then on the nut side, you're going to go flat washer, lock washer, lock washer, and then your nuts. And we're just going to try to center this the best we can here and snug these by hand. Again, there's a pretty good chance we are going to need to move and manipulate these. We're just going to leave it like this for now. Let's go ahead and work our way back. So we need to come up here and fish this up and over the cross member, like so. And then we're just going to kind of let this hang out here, and we're going to go grab some hardware and some gaskets and go ahead and get those started right here. Okay, same deal. We got the bolts through, flat washer, lock washer, and nut. Flat, lock, nut. All right, let's go ahead and get that tailpipe on. Okay, so now this is the last piece of the exhaust. Definitely do not tighten anything until you have this on, because this overpipe here that comes up and over the cross member does not have a hanger. So right now it's just resting on the frame. And if you tightened it that way, you're probably going to have some rattle and some fitment issues. So definitely do not tighten anything until you get this pipe in place. Now you're going to see we did leave the cardboard and the bubble wrap here on our exhaust tip. And I did that because I did not want to blemish or otherwise damage the single most visible part here of our exhaust. But what you're going to see here is our final connection we have to make. Again, we're going to go ahead, grab the provided hardware and the provided gaskets and get that snugged up. So now we are at a point that we can go ahead and tighten everything. The way I'm going to do this, the muffler or the tip placement isn't super important because it's not fitting in like a factory location where there's a cutout that it needs to be even with. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure all of these flanges are even, and then I'm just going to tighten them down. That way we have the most surface area contacting the flange, and the ports of the muffler, you know, of the pipes will be matched. So we're going to start up here. We're going to tighten these. Okay. Now we're just going to work our way. Now the hardware provided by the guys at Revel is going to be a 16 millimeter. So we are just going to go ahead, like I said, snug these down. All right, let us go ahead, tighten the rest of these down. We'll show you where we're at. So let's just take a look at just how nice this exhaust system looks under here. It's a shame that I use this thing off-road because it is going to get muddy. But with that being said, it is, like we said, 304 stainless. So it is definitely up for the task. And let's just look at how pretty this chrome tip looks coming out the side of the truck. I like the side exit so much more than the factory rear exit. It just looks better. It looks more like a truck, and I cannot wait to lower this thing down and fire it up. All right, this is as real as it gets. I have not started this thing yet. You guys are going to hear it first with us. Let's just take a look real quick at just how nice that exhaust looks coming out the side of the truck like that. I can't get over how awesome that looks. I really like that. Let's fire it up and take a listen. It's actually a little quieter than I expected. One thing I noticed about the Medallion that I have on my IS350 is it got a little bit louder as it broke in, and you know, that packing got a little bit more packed. So maybe that's the case with this. Let's rev it up a couple times and take a listen. I think it sounds awesome. Let's finish this video up tomorrow. We'll go ahead, we'll do some daytime video of it. I'll set the GoPro up. We'll, you know, take some shots driving, see what kind of drone we have, and we'll finish it up. All right, guys, so here we are in our GX470 with the nice new Hart exhaust that we just installed. We're gonna go ahead and just take you for a little ride here, let you hear it. So if you are looking for a tame exhaust for one of these guys, this is definitely the way to go. This exhaust is totally daily drivable. It's livable. It's not very loud at all. There's no excessive drone. It wakes the truck up a little bit. If you go wide open, you know, you'll hear it. You get a nice, you know, rumble out of it, but it's not by any means overbearing. And that's exactly what I wanted. Number one, because I like a loud exhaust that doesn't drone. So it is a little on the quiet side for me, but I am going to be doing headers on this thing, and the headers are going to increase the volume quite a bit. So I'm glad that we're going to have a quieter catback to kind of tone down on that, if that makes sense. I'll have a loud headers and a quieter catback. It should make a nice it should be a nice mix. It should make a nice sounding exhaust, and that's kind of what we were hoping for here. And you can see we're cruising around right now around 40 miles an hour, around 1300 RPM, and I can totally have a conversation with whoever's sitting next to me. Like I said, zero drone whatsoever right now. And then if we give it some throttle, you'll get that nice grunt out of the exhaust. Let's go ahead. We're going to come to a stop here. We'll do a quick wide open pull. It was till about 50 miles an hour, and you can definitely hear the exhaust back there. I think it's like I said, it's a nice volume level if you want something that's throaty but still quiet. So I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna go ahead and suction cup you guys to the back bumper, and we'll drive back to the house, let you hear the exhaust from the outside, you know, kind of hear how it sounds, and we'll wrap the video up. right, guys, and that is going to be it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I would like it if you would like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if this build interests you, or if you like the exhaust, or you like, what we're doing on the channel. Definitely check the guys out at Revel. I want to thank them so much for sending us this exhaust to install and demo for you guys. I'll leave a link to some of their products down below. They have a bunch of different exhaust options for your Lexus GX 470, 460, Tacoma, Tundra, 4Runner. They are obviously a JDM oriented company, so they have a lot of stuff for these vehicles, and I'm actually really happy that they went ahead and got into the truck market, because I really like how their exhaust sounds over there on our IS350, and I'm super happy to be sporting one here on our GX as well. The only thing that I need to do that I haven't yet is go ahead and throw their license plate bracket on here. I'm definitely going to do that. I'd be extremely proud to showcase the fact that we are running one of their exhausts on this, as you should be too if you get one. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.